What happens at laser tag never stays at laser tag.
Laser Unfocused Tag Talk.
Laser Unfocused Tag Talk.
I feel like you could be like in Ghostbusters or something.
Oh my God, you have got some stories.
Let's talk about laser tag.
Who knew you were a laser tag legend?
Time to get laser unfocused. Tag Talk with Tivia.
Welcome to Laser Unfocused Tag Talk. Hi, I'm Tivia. Have you ever wondered exactly why it is that Tivia Chick loves laser tag? Well, today I'm going to share a few of my personal reasons for why I love the game. Let's talk about laser tag. Laser tag is my favorite game, and there are an awful lot of benefits to playing that you might not think about all the time, but that definitely contribute to it being a really positive outlet for players of all ages to enjoy. So I thought today we could talk about just a few of those benefits. The first one I want to discuss is the exercise element. Laser tag is great for exercise and for physical activity. Now, you've probably heard me say this more than once, that laser tag is what I do instead of going to a gym. That's because laser tag can really be quite a workout in and of itself. And when I wear my Fitbit, I'm often amazed by the step count that I get coming out of an arena. So I tracked it. I started tracking it about 5 years ago, right around the pandemic, actually, is when I started really doing a 180 with my health. And I started paying attention to what kind of movement and activity I was doing on a daily basis. And when I started getting back into the laser tag arena, personally, I found that I was able to ballpark a movement of about a third of a mile roughly in an average game. That could go up or down, of course, by how much effort you're putting in, how far around the arena you're really traversing, how much movement your wrist makes. But it gave me a pretty good average. And it also meant that I realized that if I go to an all-you-can-play night, if I play 10 games, I've moved about the equivalent of a 5K, which is pretty much a lot more than I would have done just hanging around the house, I'll tell you that much. So that is actually what inspired me to launch Tag for a Cause events. Originally, when I started doing them, the emphasis was on completing 5 kilometers worth of laser tag as a challenge that I married up with fundraising for a worthwhile cause. And so that's why I continue to call it the Laser Tag 5K, even though that's totally optional. It's a great way to just kind of think about how much you're moving in a laser tag arena, and it can be quite a bit. Another reason that I wanted to discuss was the socializing and the sense of community that comes through laser tag. Now, right from the start of it all, communities evolved from a shared love of laser tag. And you could see that going all the way back to the very first laser tag, Photon. Even now, 40 years later, there are still players who are keeping the sense of community. They have online chat groups. There's a lot of social media where these groups are found, and they have forged friendships that have lasted literally decades. And those all started inside a laser tag arena. Laser tag continues to foster lifelong connections that were born out of playing laser tag together. There are people I started playing with over a decade ago that, when you're in the arena again, it's just like no time has passed. And so it's a really cool way to make friends, make connections. And whether you use laser tag as a gathering place for members, where it's like your cheers and everybody knows your name, or even if it's just a random game where you're making fast friends with new people, laser tag has a really unique way of facilitating friendship and bonds in a way that brings people together, unlike any other game that I've experienced. Another benefit is the improved communication skills. Now, communication is very important to success, particularly in team format games. Some of the ways that that can really play out is if you're calling out an opponent's location, or if there's an empty base and you need to get your teammates over to it, or someplace in the arena where you just need some team support. All of these are important reasons to communicate during a game. Many games also have some strategic objectives, which require players to impart information and to stay in contact in order to achieve their goals. A lot of that takes place in tactical games. So a lot of great reasons to communicate in the arena. And definitely the more you play, the more that communication gets improved, I believe. Now, laser tag, another reason that I love it is it fosters friendly competition. For my entire life, I've had a really strong competitive drive. And in my youth, I really channeled that mostly into solo activities. But when I discovered laser tag, it really spoke to a part of my nature that really was craving that competition. And what laser tag provides is a really positive outlet for developing sportsmanship. Now, if I'm being totally honest, it's also a place where there's a fair amount of good-natured smack talk that can take place too. But when you're among friends, it's all cool. And ultimately, the positive vibes at the end of the game are what typically prevail. And when approached with the right attitude, laser tag can be a really healthy outlet for competition. And the last reason that I wanted to share is it's a way to get people off their screens. Now, I know many laser tag systems are very proud of the screens that they've built into their gear, but that's not what I'm talking about here. What I mean is getting people away from their phone screens. We live in a world where phone screens are just everywhere, and people can easily spend hours each day staring at their phones. And I am as guilty of that as anyone. But when you play laser tag, you can't be on your phone. You must interact with a real live human being, and that is what makes laser tag such a great social game. Now, one of the things that makes laser tag very engaging is the human connection. It's what makes me very confident that laser tag will never be replaced by virtual reality because true reality has an intrinsic interpersonal connection that just can't be replicated. In a laser tag game, you and your opponents have to share space. You connect while you're interacting, you have numerous direct interactions. When you tag an opponent and you make eye contact with them, it's possible maybe you and the other player are the only ones who know what really happened, but that connection is real. And that's one of my favorite reasons for loving the game. So if you're listening to this podcast, you probably didn't need a reason to go play laser tag, but there are 5 of my favorites. And there are a lot of other benefits to playing laser tag. But the one that everyone can pretty much agree on, laser tag is just plain fun. Thanks for checking out this episode of Laser Unfocused Tag Talk. Listen for more episodes on the first and third Friday of each month. Want to be a guest on an upcoming episode? Find out more and follow my blog and website at TiviaChickLovesLaserTag.com.